Welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're exploring the life and mediumship of Ana Prado.
Ah, Ana Prado.
Yeah, a Brazilian spiritist medium from the early 20th century, known for some really extraordinary phenomena.
Well, you know what's really fascinating about Ana Prado's case is that she was what's called a physical medium,
Okay.
meaning that she produced tangible physical phenomena during her sessions. We're not just talking about feelings or impressions here, but we're talking about actual materializations, movements of objects, even spirit lights.
So we've got some pretty incredible sources to help us understand this, right?
Absolutely. We're going to be diving into some material from the Camineiros da Fraternidade Spiritist Center website.
Okay.
Also the FEB website and a blog called Frater Luz.
Fantastic.
And these sources, they really provide this fascinating mix of biographical details and accounts of the incredible phenomena that surrounded Ana. It's like having these front row seats to Spiritist history.
So let's set the scene a little bit. Ana was born around 1883 in Parintins, Amazonas, Brazil, and it seems like Spiritism was already a big part of her family.
Oh, yeah.
Her uncles, Emiliano and Jovito, were active in the movement, right?
Yes. Emiliano even helped found the Spiritist Federation of Amazonas.
Wow.
And it appears her mother, Ermelinda, was also involved. So, Ana really grew up surrounded by Spiritism,
Yeah.
even if she wasn't initially a believer herself.
Oh, interesting.
In fact, she was quite skeptical, unlike her husband, Euripides.
Okay.
He was fascinated by Spiritism.
So what happened? Was there like a specific moment that changed her mind?
Well, according to the sources, one Sunday afternoon, Ana just couldn't get out of attending a Spiritist session.
Uh-huh.
And that's where things took a very dramatic turn.
I bet.
The session started with table movements and knocks, which in Spiritism is called tiptologia.
Oh, tiptologia.
You can kind of think of it like Morse code from the spirit world.
Okay.
And then things escalated quite quickly. Objects started flying around the room, and then a flower from the garden appeared on the table.
Like just out of nowhere.
Just appeared.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine witnessing that.
Yeah.
It seems this experience completely shifted her perspective, and from that moment on, her mediumistic abilities began to blossom.
That's pretty incredible. It sounds like something just clicked within her and this incredible power emerged. But how did people react to these phenomena? Especially since Spiritism was still pretty new back then.
Well, there was definitely a lot of prejudice and accusations. People labeled Ana as a fraud, a comedian trying to deceive the public. Physical mediumship, even today, is highly controversial.
Yeah.
Some scientists and skeptics simply refuse to believe it's possible.
Right.
They often look for alternative explanations like trickery.
So how did she respond to this kind of skepticism? Did she just ignore it?
She did not back down. In one instance, she even agreed to be locked in a cage during a trance to prove that the phenomena were not due to some hidden manipulation.
Wow.
Even under those conditions, objects moved, knocks were heard, and spirit lights appeared.
Wow, that's a dramatic test. What were they trying to prove? And, were they convinced by this cage experiment?
Well, it seems they wanted to rule out any possibility of fraud, to show that Ana wasn't using any tricks or hidden mechanisms to produce the phenomena. Whether or not everyone was convinced is hard to say.
Yeah.
Skeptics often find ways to doubt even in the face of seemingly irrefutable evidence. But for those who were open to the possibility of spirit communication, it was seen as a powerful demonstration of Ana's abilities.
So what kinds of phenomena did Ana produce? You mentioned materializations and movements of objects, but was there anything else?
Well, the range of phenomena she produced is truly mind-boggling.
Really?
We're talking everything from tiptologia and raps to levitation of objects, direct writing, clairvoyance, out-of-body experiences, dematerialization, and even psychophony, which is the hearing of spirit voices.
So it sounds like she had this whole toolkit of spirit communication and interaction at her disposal. Are there any particularly compelling examples that stand out in the sources?
Oh, there are so many. For example, there's an account of Ana having an out-of-body experience while she was in Belém. She seemingly traveled to her hometown of Parintins and witnessed events happening there. These events were later confirmed by letters from her family suggesting she had genuine clairvoyant abilities, perhaps even bilocation, which is the ability to be in two places at once.
Okay, now that is mind-blowing. That really challenges our conventional understanding of what is even possible, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and that's what makes Ana Prado's case so compelling. It forces us to question our assumptions about the nature of reality and the potential of human consciousness.
Let's talk about healing, which is a huge part of Spiritism, right? Did Ana's abilities extend into that realm as well?
Yes. Definitely.
Okay.
According to Spiritism, spirits can interact with our physical world, and healing is one way they can do that.
So the sources describe Anna suffering from a very painful abscess in her mouth.
Right.
During a trance, a spirit materialized and seemingly performed surgery on her, relieving her pain.
It's a really powerful example of the potential for spirit intervention in healing.
Spirit surgery. That's incredible. Did the sources go into detail about how this kind of healing might work?
Well, it's important to note that, this is a spiritist perspective, and not everyone accepts this view.
Yeah.
But spiritists believe that spirits can manipulate a subtle energy called ectoplasm. Think of ectoplasm like a spiritual energy that mediums can use to interact with the physical world. During healing, a spirit might use this energy to influence the physical body, perhaps even repairing tissues or organs on a subtle level.
It really makes you wonder about the boundaries between the physical and spiritual realms, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And Anna's case, it pushes those boundaries even further.
Yeah.
There are accounts of incredible materializations during her sessions.
Yes.
One that stands out is the materialization of the spirit Maria Alva.
Okay.
Right in front of everyone, she took a scarf and transformed it first into a wicker basket and then into a tray full of flowers.
Wait, a scarf, turning into a basket and then flowers. That sounds like something straight out of a magic show. What was the significance of this for the people who witnessed it?
This wasn't just a magic trick. For spiritists, this demonstrated a spirit's ability to manipulate matter, a concept central to their understanding of the afterlife. It suggested that spirits weren't just these ethereal beings, but they could interact with our physical world in tangible ways.
Wow. So Maria Alva was basically demonstrating the power of the spirit world to those who were present. Were there any other materializations that offer this kind of proof?
Oh, yeah. There's a fascinating story about dried flowers and the spirit Jam, who was Anna's spirit guide. He received flowers from someone during a session, and 14 months later, he returned the same flowers, completely dried, as if time worked differently for him in the spirit world.
So Jean was basically the original time traveler. Maybe he just needed a good vase for those flowers in the spirit world.
Right.
But on a serious note, it sounds like these materializations were really important for proving the existence of the spirit world.
That's right. And we can't forget the materialization of Rachel Figner, which was so detailed and lasting that it was even captured in a photograph.
A photograph of a materialized spirit, that's incredible. It
Yeah.
seems people were really interested in documenting and verifying these events.
Absolutely. And those detailed records, they're a treasure trove for researchers today. They provide valuable insights not only into Anna's abilities, but also into the development and evolution of Spiritism in Brazil during that era.
Speaking of documentation, I'm curious about a few other phenomena mentioned in the sources. What about the cutaneous writing experience? That sounds pretty intense.
It does. The words Deus e João, God and Jam, appeared on her arm as if written by an unseen hand. This reminds me of psychography, where a medium writes messages seemingly guided by spirits, but in Anna's case, it wasn't writing on paper, but on her skin.
Wow, that's a powerful example of how spirit communication can manifest in unexpected ways. And lastly, there's this intriguing detail about eucalyptus seeds. What was that all about?
During one session, Anna somehow made eucalyptus seeds, which had come from Rio de Janeiro, germinate in just 30 minutes.
Wow.
This suggests that spirit energy might influence the growth of living things, accelerating natural processes in ways we can't fully comprehend.
It's truly remarkable that all of these accounts were so meticulously documented. It seems like people were really trying to understand and verify what was happening with Anna's mediumship.
Brilliant.
But before we delve into the specific proofs and materializations, I think we need a break. We'll be back soon to continue our deep dive into the extraordinary world of Anna Prado. Okay, so we've covered some pretty amazing phenomena already, from spirit surgery to flowers materializing out of thin air. It's incredible to think that all of this was happening in Brazil in the early 1900s. But you mentioned earlier that there were specific proofs and materializations that were particularly well documented. Can we dive into those?
Absolutely. The level of detail in the documentation is astounding. People were taking notes, making sketches, and even capturing photographs. They wanted to understand what they were witnessing and share it with others.
Let's talk about Anita, the materialized spirit girl. I read that she would create these beautiful paraffin flowers during Anna's sessions. How is that even possible?
Well, that's a question that continues to intrigue researchers. Remember when we talked about ectoplasm? Spiritists believe that spirits can manipulate matter from their dimension using a medium's ectoplasm as a kind of bridge between the two worlds. It's a complex process that we still don't fully understand, but these paraffin flowers were seen as physical proof of Anita's presence and ability to interact with our world. They were tangible objects that could be held and even kept as souvenirs.
So for those present, it wasn't just a visual experience. They could actually touch these flowers created by a spirit. That must have been an incredible experience. What about João, Anna's spirit guide? Didn't he also do something with paraffin?
He did. During his materializations, João would create molds of his hands and feet in paraffin. Again, this was seen as tangible proof of his presence, a way of demonstrating that he wasn't just an illusion or a figment of Anna's imagination.
It's almost like they were leaving their fingerprints, literally, on our reality. It makes you wonder what they were trying to communicate through these actions. Were they just trying to prove they existed, or was there something more?
I think it was a combination of things. There is definitely an element of proof of demonstrating their existence in a way that couldn't be easily dismissed. But I think it was also about connection, about showing those present that the spirit world was real and that they could interact with it in tangible ways.
It's interesting that you say that because it seems like Anna's sessions weren't just about the spectacle of the phenomena. They were also deeply spiritual experiences for those involved, weren't they?
Absolutely. For many, these sessions offered comfort, healing, and a sense of hope that life continued beyond physical death. They provided a tangible link to loved ones who had passed on and a glimpse into a reality that most people could only imagine.
Of all the materializations, the one that really captures my attention is Rachel Finger's. Tell me more about that.
Rachel's materialization is considered one of the most remarkable events in Anna's mediumship. Her materializations were described as incredibly lifelike, detailed, and lasting for extended periods. And in a truly astonishing feat, she materialized in front of her father, and this encounter was captured in a photograph.
We actually have visual evidence of a materialized spirit. That's amazing. What did this photograph show?
Well, it's a black and white photo, and it shows Rachel standing next to her father, Federico. She looks solid, real, not at all like a ghostly apparition. Of course, skeptics might argue that the photo could be faked or manipulated, but for believers, it's a powerful piece of evidence.
I can only imagine what it must have been like to be present in one of Anna's sessions, to witness these phenomena firsthand. It must have been both awe-inspiring and maybe a little terrifying.
I think so too. It's one thing to read about these accounts, but to actually be there to experience the energy of the session and see these materializations with your own eyes, it would be a life-altering experience, challenging your understanding of reality and forcing you to question everything you thought you knew about life and death.
And to think that Anna did all of this while facing intense scrutiny, prejudice, and even accusations of fraud. It speaks to her strength and conviction, doesn't it?
It definitely does. Anna's story isn't just about the phenomena themselves, but about her courage, her resilience in the face of adversity. She dedicated her life to demonstrating the reality of the spirit world, even when it meant facing social isolation, ridicule, and attacks on her character. It's a testament to her strength and her belief in what she was doing.
Sadly, her journey was cut short. Tell us about her passing.
Yes, it was a tragic end to an extraordinary life. In 1923, at the young age of 39, Anna died from injuries sustained in a horrific accident involving an alcohol stove in her home. The burns were extensive, and despite medical efforts, she couldn't be saved.
It's heartbreaking, especially considering all she accomplished in her short life. But her legacy lived on, didn't it?
Absolutely. Even decades after her death, Anna Prado's mediumship continued to be discussed and debated, and her place in Spiritist history was solidified when none other than Chico Xavier, one of the most renowned and respected mediums of all time, acknowledged her on national television.
Chico Xavier, the man who psychographed hundreds of books and was known for his incredible healing abilities.
The very same. In 1971, on a popular TV program called Pinga Fogo, which translates to Crossfire, Chico Xavier specifically mentioned Anna Prado as a genuine materialization medium. It was an incredible validation of her work and her legacy.
What a powerful endorsement. It's like he was passing the torch, so to speak, acknowledging the lineage of great mediums and the contributions they made to Spiritism. It's amazing to think that someone like Chico Xavier, who had his own extraordinary experiences, recognized and honored Anna's work.
It speaks volumes about the impact she had not just on those who witnessed her phenomena, but on the broader Spiritist community. Anna Prado's story is one of remarkable abilities, unwavering conviction, and a lasting legacy that continues to inspire and intrigue. It raises profound questions about the nature of reality, the potential of human consciousness, and the possibility of life beyond the physical realm.
As we've been exploring Anna's life and mediumship, I've been struck by the sheer variety and intensity of the phenomena she produced. It's like a whirlwind of spirit communication, materializations, healings, and mind-boggling demonstrations of the interconnectedness between our world and the spirit world. But what does it all mean? What can we as individuals trying to make sense of our own existence take away from all of this?
That's the question that lingers, isn't it? What does it mean for us? And I think that's where the real deep dive begins. It's not just about the phenomena themselves, but about how they challenge our assumptions, expand our understanding of what's possible, and perhaps even offer a glimpse into a reality that extends far beyond what we can perceive with our five senses. So let's explore those deeper questions as we continue our deep dive into the extraordinary world of Anna Prado.
As we've been diving into Anna Prado's story, it's been so much more than just the wow factor, the phenomena. It's really made me think about the human side of mediumship. Imagine what it was like for her to navigate that world, to be this bridge between the physical and the spiritual.
It must have been an incredible journey filled with challenges and triumphs, the responsibility, the pressure, but also the amazing potential for growth and understanding. To be able to connect with loved ones who have passed on, to witness the healing power of spirit intervention, to glimpse a reality that most people can only imagine. It must have been exhilarating and overwhelming at the same time.
And all this while facing skepticism and accusations of fraud. It makes you wonder about the importance of discernment, doesn't it? How do we know what to believe, especially when we're dealing with phenomena that challenge everything we think we know about the world?
That's where critical thinking becomes so important. We can't just blindly accept everything we hear or see. We need to look at the evidence, consider different perspectives, and be willing to question our own assumptions. And that's what's so valuable about the documentation surrounding Anna Prado's case. It provides a foundation for serious inquiry, allowing us to explore these phenomena with both an open mind and a healthy dose of skepticism.
So if spirit beings can interact with our world so dramatically as we've seen in Anna's case, what does it suggest about the nature of reality, about the potential of human consciousness?
It opens up a world of possibilities, doesn't it? If consciousness isn't limited to the physical body, if it can exist and operate beyond the confines of our material world, what does that mean for how we understand life and death, the interconnectedness of all things?
It's almost too much to grasp, but it's also incredibly exciting. It suggests that we're just scratching the surface of what's possible, both within ourselves and the universe around us.
I completely agree. Anna Prado's story, while rooted in the past, points us towards a future where our understanding of consciousness, energy, and the nature of reality continues to evolve.
And maybe it encourages us to explore our own potential, to tap into those deeper dimensions of ourselves that connect us to something greater, something beyond the limitations of our everyday experience.
It's a journey worth taking, even if it's a little daunting at times. But that's the beauty of it all, isn't it? The mystery, the unknown, the endless possibilities. That's what keeps us exploring, questioning, and seeking answers. Who knows, maybe one day we'll unlock the secrets that Anna Prado and other mediums like her have glimpsed, revealing a reality far more expansive and interconnected than we could have ever imagined.
Wow, what an incredible deep dive this has been. Anna Prado's story is truly remarkable, and her legacy continues to inspire and challenge us to expand our understanding of the world and ourselves. I encourage you to explore the source materials we mentioned and delve deeper into the fascinating world of Brazilian Spiritism. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.